Hello and good morning. I am sleepy today, but that's okay. I'm waking up. I had some coffee and now I'm having a little bit of matcha. Not very much because I didn't have very much milk left, but that's okay. Starting out the week pretty good. This past week, I was feeling great. Oh my gosh, on Monday. I can't tell you guys how much better I was feeling. And then it was like slowly downhill all last week. So, I am feeling a little bit better again. I've been doing really well with my diet, or at least doing way better than I was. So, it's like everybody hits it at the same time every year. It's like right at the end of December, like especially when everybody's got all the delicious goodies and cookies and things. It's ridiculous and we all get into it so hard. Except for the ones, the fair few that hold strong that stay doing really well. I don't do well with sweets. Whenever I see sweets around, I'm like, "Oh my god, yummy. Be in my tummy." So, and that's not, it's very Taurus of me to go after delicious things all the time. Anyways, I am feeling okay, feeling good this morning. I hope you guys are doing well too. I hope you guys are waking up and having a grand morning so far. I decided to do my matcha a little bit later today. I've been getting messages from people and they're like, it's just so early. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. So I decided to like push it 30 minutes. I'm gonna try and still get through everything, and hopefully I can. I don't run out of time. Because now I'm pushed for time for the things that I normally do, for the other jobs and things that I have, because, this does not pay the bills like I wish it would. Cough, cough. Let it pay the bills, guys. So that way you guys can listen to me all the time and see me all the time, play games all the time, and maybe even like make my gaming news something that I do like, multiple times a week. Because that would be dope, because there's lots of different things that come out, and I would love to be able to cover like stories and different games that, maybe not necessarily everybody knows about, or, more in depth, of like a one stop shop of information on, one thing specific. And that would be awesome. I would love that. And if you guys would love that, anytime that you would like to contribute or become a member, you guys are more than welcome. But we'll get into that later. I'll. More of that. Oh, come on now. Okay. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys are having a grand morning. Like I said, I'm a little sleepy, so, hopefully we gonna get through this together. You guys are gonna help me wake up a little bit more with my gaming news. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump right on into this beautiful thing. So, for those of you in the gaming world paying attention to what's going on, or you're just like into stocks or into, mergers, I guess, then you guys know what's going on with the antitrust laws that are changing within the United States. So, if you guys don't know about this, definitely listen up. Um, I am going to say it's very interesting that things like this, rather monopolized companies, or companies that can monopolize, it's not really come up a whole lot, especially in, the people's eye. But because this was such a huge merger with Microsoft Activision and now PlayStation with Bungie, that the United States has decided that they are going to start looking into big company mergers a lot more, which to me is very strange, but at the same time, it is something that I would like people to look into to make sure, that companies are doing the right thing, that they aren't necessarily monopolizing on their own things, like with everything that's gone on with like Microsoft Activision. One of the biggest things that's, come forward about it is whether or not, Microsoft plans on keeping games on PlayStation that have come out or are for Xbox, for Microsoft and things like that. And it kind of worries, people that are in the business, because it could really hurt PlayStation, on that note of being able to pull things from their consoles because they, can, especially once contracts run up, things like that. For those of you who don't know how that works, that's usually how it works for pretty much everything. You usually have a contract, for a certain amount of time. So that way you guys can go back to the table and change things that want to be changed. Normally people usually keep on, with their contracts with their people unless, something changes. You know, other things come into play, with different things. But mostly, people do come back to the table and just try and fix things that, have become problems or, things that could be better, more beneficial, different things like that. Money, you gain money over time. So you want to pay attention to things like that as well. But, a lot of people, like I said, with PlayStation have been, a little terrified with it. And with the CEO, coming forward with Microsoft basically stating that they plan on keeping everything. And then Microsoft themselves coming forward, a little while after that. And they're like, we plan on doing this in the future as well. It's not set in stone for everyone. So I would imagine with everything going on with that, that is one of the biggest reasons why the United States is getting into it. And this isn't the first time either, with everything that's gone on with COVID, big stock exchanges and things like that have also been looked into. I'm hoping that it's for positive purpose, like it is with most things. I hope that, there's a positive thing that comes from it instead of it just being, another money grabbing scheme or a way, for government to make more money or, sly things that we all think about in the back of our heads. But, oh, excuse me, a lot of things, like I said, a lot of questions, have come forward more specifically, like, will Destiny stay on PC now that Bungie is a Sony, studio, owned by them now? Is World of Warcraft, about to be on console? What lies ahead for Electronic Arts? There's so many things that have come forward and so many hypotheticals that it's kind of opened up a can of worms and caused a lot of people to be like, oh, wait, what? So the Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Justice, they look at mergers to see if there's been a substantial lessening of competition and whether prices will rise for customers, or become a problem. Jeffrey Jacobowitz, the chair of the antitrust practice at the law firm Arnold Golden Gregory LLP, actually talked about it a little bit more in this blog to explain a little bit more of what is going on. So the deal narrows the market and the government looks at the market power. So they'll scrutinize the merger carefully is, what he believes. They'll look for any overlaps and the competition to see whether or not the consumer is the one being harmed, which is good for us. If it goes, like I said, the positive way. The Microsoft Activision deal matches the same pattern that has powered the game industry for decades. There's never been a shortage of first-party publishers absorbing another development house into an overarching portfolio. Microsoft has been a frequent buyer over the last few years, picking up Obsidian. They picked up Double Fine. They picked up In Exile, and quite a few other ones as well, over quite a few years. The company's biggest acquisition prior to Activision actually was Bethesda, for those of you that remember when that happened, which will be bringing the forthcoming Starfield exclusively to Microsoft platforms, FYI. So, a lot of people are questionable about a lot of things that will be going on. And I'm excited to see exactly what happens, especially now that they are looking into this a little bit more. But it also kind of arises a lot of different concerns that are extremely vague. CNBC actually mentioned labor market effects and elements of competition that aren't tied to prices like innovation and quality, um, as focuses for the departments going forward. And when see that, and in this blog as well, it sounds like a transition where consumer protection is more something that's ethereal. You feel concepts like innovation and quality in your soul rather than, in your bank account. Um, so we're excited, I think, and a lot of people, are left open with a whole lot of questions. But I think with everything that has gone on and with the way that they'll be looking into it, especially when it comes to like I said, the consumer part. Um, I think this will be nice because it will give a little bit more of a transparency of what might actually happen or what will happen. And it kind of forces people to give a transparency too, which is also really good for Activision and everything that has gone on with their stuff. And I say that for, like a slew of different reasons, for those of you who have been following that or have been listening to any of my past Matcha mornings. The transparency with that, especially with the way that things will be handled and the way that things already have been handled because they have let go of a whole lot of people. Um, that's good for that company specifically, which is really amazing. And hopefully it's a transparency that sticks in regards to companies wanting to be a little bit more open and a little bit more forthcoming when it comes to, things that they are doing or the ideas that they have when it comes to the consumer. Because you can see that, like as time has gone on, with the availability to get like certain types of things cheaper, games cheaper, like with subscriptions and like things like that. So I hope, over time as well, that the consumer is paid attention to a lot, as well as the companies overall. And like I said, we'll see what's going to happen. But I think that it is still very strange um, that it's taken something big money to get people to notice and pay attention to things that are going on, because there's a lot of different things that happen and it's not covered as much as I wish, that I was, or, with little things going on. It would make a lot more sense to how and what and why when things do happen, instead of, talking to different people and them having no idea that, certain things have gone on in the past. So, we'll see what happens with this. I will definitely be following this closely, especially now that government has gotten involved with big mergers and are super involved heavily now in these two, very big gaming companies. So, definitely be staying up on top of that, and I probably will be sharing some stuff on my Facebook as well. So, for those of you who are super hardcore into NFTs, which is not a whole lot of people from what I've been seeing in the gaming industry, um, the NFT marketplace halts transactions due to rampant counterfeiting. Um, Cent is an American NFT marketplace best known for its hosting the auction of an NFT of former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, one of the earliest NFTs to sell for over $1 million worth of cryptocurrency. Cent has now had to halt most of its transactions taking place there, with its CEO Cameron Hijazi, I believe is how you say his name, telling Reuters that users trying to sell counterfeit digital assets were rampant. Um, Users of Cent were selling NFTs based on images they didn't own, um, and also started selling copies of other NFTs, as well as selling NFTs that had been made to resemble other tradable assets as well. So while Cent has 150,000 users, the same problem has been noted at bigger NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, which is currently the largest NFT marketplace in the entire world. OpenSea recently put into place a 50 limit on a 50 item limit on its tool for free minting of NFTs since, as was explained on Twitter, over 80% of the items created with this tool were plagiarized works, fake collections, and spam. OpenSea removed the limit again after complaints from its users. So, one of the biggest things also is they're saying it's a lot of money chasing money. So, if you guys have any of these platforms or you're hardcore into NFTs, like things like that, you're probably seeing a little bit of an impact and definitely a change in what's going on with it. I will be paying close attention to this as well, especially because NFTs have become such a huge part of the gaming industry and also are part of so many different games now. But if you guys do have these, make sure you guys are paying attention. Make sure you guys are paying attention to what you're buying. Make sure you're doing the research into what you're buying. You're doing reviews, all of that fun stuff. So that way you guys know what you are getting so you don't get scammed as well. There are a few different people on YouTube as well. If you guys are wanting to get into NFTs or you're already NFTs, people that you can follow as well on Reddit. That are really good, reliable sources. You can definitely tell by the reviews, things like that, and by how many people, have watched their videos. But they tell you exactly what you need to look for, what you need to watch out for, different things that you may need, help and understanding on exactly where to get certain things and what probably will still be worth something, or will be worth something later. So if you guys, like I said, are wanting to see that as well and a little bit more information, if you guys would like to see the companies that were mentioned, I do have my blog up on my Discord on my sites and sources, and those will be fully uploaded later right after this because I totally forgot to do it before. Shame on me. Shame. Okay, so my Steam Deck people. Okay, I just got some word and I have definitely read like 5 different blogs to make sure that this was true, but there's like 150 new games that are now set to be put on the Steam Deck, and I am super stoked about it. I haven't really wanted something like this in a hot minute, and the more that I start like learning and seeing all the beautiful videos and stuff coming out, I just want one so bad now, especially because it's basically like a PC in your hand. So there is so much anticipation across the gaming world for the Steam Deck, and it's a lot like Switch in regards to, it being mobile and being able to go places and things like that. But the user-friendly part of it makes me really excited, especially because it is Steam. And I like Steam and the way that Steam is set up. I'm liking what Nintendo has been doing with Switch. Definitely have been updating things, definitely have been moving the store around and stuff like that. Definitely a lot more user-friendly than it was before. Definitely still has a way to go. But I am stoked because of the way that this is all set up. So Valve has dubbed the 150 games that has now been verified by Steam Deck. They guarantee that they will work with minimal issues on this, what they say, powerful console. Valve has just added a staggering 150 on top of what was already there. Players can sign into their website and see how many of their games will work fine on the Steam Deck, as well as any games they have on their wish list and might want to, pick it up. Only 60 games so far have been proven incompatible with the system, including Halo, the Master Chief Collection, and Fall Guys. But the hit ratio is much greater than expected for this, like I said, portable PC. The total number of Steam Deck verified games is now up to 310, and covers a wide variety of titles from AAA titles like Resident Evil Village and Death Stranding to newer indie games like What Remains of Edith Finch and Spiritfarer. No matter what a player tastes, they'll likely find that most, if not all, of their library is represented here. Valve will only keep testing the games to make sure that the number of verified titles increases. And they say that it even supports mods, ensuring that the gamer's favorite, PC benefits survive on this tiny little console. Videos of all of this have been coming out, and they are ridiculously easy to find on YouTube and a few other places as well. If you guys are wanting to check it out, I definitely say that you guys should look at people playing Cyberpunk, and definitely check out Horizon Zero Dawn. Holy moly, it is so pretty, especially because it's right there in your hands. And it's as pretty as you think it would be on a PC, but in your hands. It's just, and the way that they run as well, like the frames per second that's happening right in your palms is beautiful. Like no lag, or at least that I saw in the videos and stuff that I've seen. So far I'm really really stoked about this. Um, Valve also has been working to make the Steam Deck customizable, because I can't talk sometimes, going as far as to release the CAD files that allow anyone to print their own shell for the system. The system itself will run a custom version of the GNU Linux, meaning that players will be able to tinker and customize their consoles to their heart's content. So all of my wonderful people that really, really love, that customizable, want it just like mine. Yeah, our dreams really have come true. They really have. And that's just, I mean, holy moly. Holy moly. I'm super excited and super stoked. So I will continue, because I definitely have been keeping up on the Steam Deck. Especially because I want one so bad. It's on my wish list. I probably won't be able to get it until, like next year, maybe even the year after that. But at some point, someone will sell one online, really good condition, and I'm going to buy it. I may not buy it brand new, but I'm going to get it. So, speaking of things that I want to get, this is pretty freaking awesome. So, all of my Secret Lab fans, you guys probably already know about this awesome freaking Attack on Titan chair. There are a couple of different chairs that I absolutely adore and love from Secret Labs. Not only are they like super comfortable, but it's also like one of the perfect gaming chairs. All I really need is just like something to prop my little leggies up that matches with the chair like really well. When I saw this, I was really excited, so I thought I would share it for the anime heart in me, and all, of course, the Attack on Titan fans. Um, but this chair will be coming out this year. You know, it's extremely I really like the colors, I think, more than anything, because it's so earthy. Um, but it should be out sometime this year. They didn't give the exact time and date of when it will be, but it will be sometime this year. They will also have a couple of other really amazing things that go along with it as well. Um, the colors itself, if you guys have not seen Attack on Titan, are actually color coded for different parts of the uniforms. So you can see like white, for the shirt, the light brown for the jacket, green for the cloak, and like the dark brown straps that are, strappy on it. It's so cool. There's like right on the sides. It looks like little straps. It's so amazing. Um, but the and then of course, the big giant amazing symbol that's on it as well, which is the wings of freedom, which is for the Survey Corps, which is one of the corps that you can go into in the show or the manga. For those of you, like I said, who have never seen Attack on Titan, it is pretty good. I would say subbed over dubbed for this one though. That's hopefully not gonna start like a whole fight. But if you guys would like to also check out a couple of other ones as well, one of my favorite ones is the Witcher chair, which I want really badly. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God. And I don't think, I can't remember if I covered it here or not, or if I shared it. I can't remember. But I love it so much. Just like the black and the gray with the sword on the back and the freaking awesome wolf face. It's just, and the burgundy, the wine color. Oh my God, it's so amazing. I love it so much. But there's also quite a few other things as well. They also have Monster Hunter. They also have a League of Legends. They have a Pikachu and Charizard for my Pokemon fans. They also have, some other really amazing ones as well, like Call of Duty Warzone and a couple of other games. So I also will be keeping an eye because there are some new games and a few different things that have come out and are coming out. So I would expect maybe like a Boba Fett at some point, definitely an Elden Ring, maybe an Obi-Wan Kenobi. That would be really cool. I would want that. Same thing with like Batman, maybe Spider-Man, just like different things, that have come out recently or are coming out. So I would imagine that they're going to go in that direction sometime soon, or they're already, of course, making it in the works of. Um, but I'm super excited to see what will be coming out, and I'm excited to see who's going to get this chair. I always like going on like reels on like Instagram because I usually see them on there more than anywhere else, of different people that get different secret lab chairs as they come out, and people are so excited. I love to see people's faces. They're like, "Oh my God, it's my favorite." I'm like, "Yes, you're my favorite now just because of this." So, um, I will be looking into these and, of course, drooling over different chairs that I want but can't have. So, onward, for my Elder Scrolls buddies, I have some bad news for my Xbox Cloud gamers who have been playing Elder Scrolls Online. You guys are getting some bad news if you don't already know. But Elder Scrolls Online is about to be going down, and they're saying it will be removed from Xbox Cloud Gaming for a few months. They didn't say specifically like what a few months were other than just a few months. But this is going to hit around 20,000 players on Steam and a few other places as well. Um, so I will definitely let you guys know exactly when they plan on coming back, but they plan on fixing player disconnects as well as a few other really big stuff that has been going on with Elder Scrolls. Different technical issues, updates and fun stuff like that. But the biggest problem they're having right now is that a lot of players are getting kicked or can't even connect with other people. So that's not, super fun when you've got Elder Scrolls Online, but you can't actually connect with your friends to be able to play. It's like, hey, I'm playing Skyrim again. So, um, they will be taking it down, like I said, for a few months. I definitely will be looking into this to see when it will be back up or when they say it'll be back up. Hopefully, it won't be that long, but if they say a couple months, that means a big fix because usually things aren't down for that long. So, I definitely, like I said, will be staying up on that as well. So, today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I I've made it to another Valentine's Day where no one has asked me to be their Valentine. It's amazing. So I'm hoping that before the end of the day, one of my best friends will be like, "Be my Valentine." I'll be like, "Yes, boo, I love you." Cough, cough, best friends. So I decided to, because it is Valentine's Day, I'm just gonna like ask you guys to be my Valentines, and I'm gonna give you this awesome, amazing gift of knowledge to all of my wonderful gamer people that have always dreamed of creating their own video game, but just never had the tools to be able to do so. So, for this wonderful Valentine's Day and for Valentine's Day only, there are a couple of different software platforms that are basically going on a Valentine's Day sale. um, for you to be able to create your own game, which is pretty dope, using basically like a drag and drop system, which makes it 1,000 times easier than it ever has before. So, if you love gaming, you should definitely try it. Or if you have thought about creating, definitely try this. Definitely. Um, Build it, with someone that you love or a friend, or build it because you just feel like it. So if you guys have never heard of Wordle, Wordle is one of the developers behind one of the two platforms to create your own game. So, Game Creators Mega Maker Pack Bundle is what it is called. And my blog will be up on my Discord on my sites and sources, so that way you guys can get to it really, really easily. All you have to do is just open up the blog, boop, it's right there. Just clicky link and boom, done. So, um, App Game Kit Classic is a powerful game development engine that is super easy to use. It lets you concentrate on your game idea while it does all the heavy lifting, all the coding, compiling, and exporting. Although, if you do happen to be interested in learning to code, it is more accessible than you might actually expect. Different, little backdoors and things and fun stuff that you can do on there as well. AppKit Game Studio, with its fully featured toolset for game development, is just a drag and drop for all of your assets. Browse your apps, media, access online help, and a whole bunch more stuff mixed in as well. With a few clicks, you can also publish your game if you guys are interested in that as well on Android, iOS, Steam, and tons of other platforms. This bundle includes two giant asset packs, which provide 5,000 sprites and sprite sheets with props, monsters, and even starships that you can use to populate your game. The second platform is Game Guru, a fun game maker with creative tools created explicitly for non technical users. However, experienced users can also code deeper into their games with a scripting language. For example, you can create characters, by choosing combinations of heads and bodies, things like that. Guru has a library of existing game making assets. 3 megapacks provide assets such as towns, castles, and industrial machinery. You can also find 6 individual packs specializing in military, construction, fantasy, and a whole bunch more. You simply drag and drop those as well into your game and press a button to build it, and it's ready basically to play. It's so simple that tooltester.com called Game Guru one of the most straightforward 3D game engines ever to be used. So definitely don't pass up this chance. Both of the bundles are on sale. The complete Game Creators Mega Maker Pack Bundle. I tried to say this like a few times when I read through it, and I was like, man, this is gonna be hard. And of course, it was like 10 times harder as I'm live. But it is only $67 with a coupon code VDAY2022, which you can also find on the blog as well. If you guys are wanting to get access to these really quickly, like I said, those will be on my sites and sources on my Discord. But I thought it was really awesome, and I'm definitely going to probably give one of these a try. I love stuff like this anyways. So, this is my Valentine's Day gift to you guys. Make a cool video game and then put it up on Steam so I can play it. I think it'll be really awesome. I think it'll be amazing. So, PlayStation Plus peoples, a new free PlayStation Plus game has been revealed early. PlayStation Plus subscribers on PS4 and PS5 still don't know what March's free PlayStation Plus games lineup will be, and Sony won't correct this until, of course, later this month because it is only halfway through February. Typically, it reveals next month's free PlayStation games in the final week of the current month, so PlayStation Plus subscribers have a little while to wait. That said, in the meantime, there is a PlayStation Plus free game that will be coming in March. Take-Two Interactive and its subsidiary Rockstar Games recently confirmed that GTA 5 is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X on March 15th. This means that GTA Online is also coming to these platforms on March 15th, and when GTA Online arrives on PS5, it will be made free to play for PlayStation Plus subscribers on PS5 for 3 months. Unfortunately, the PlayStation 5 version of GTA 5 is not included in this deal. So if you want to play the single player campaign of Grand Theft Auto 5, you will, or Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, you will need to buy it. But if you just want to play the online component of it, you can do so for free on PlayStation Plus. At the moment, it is unclear if this will be an additive to the normal PlayStation Plus lineup. Uh, but, we'll let you guys know, of course, in the future as well of, what will be. But that will be up. PlayStation Plus is available, of course, on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 at various rates, with its cheapest rate being $60 for a 12-month subscription. So it's not, super duper expensive. It's about, the way that it has been for Xbox. But I'm excited, and I know you guys are excited as well, especially with all the stuff coming from GTA. Them announcing GTA 6 is coming as well. And I know so many people are so excited about that as well. So, speaking of new stuff coming, for my Xbox Series X and my audio files, you guys are about to get an update. Or if you haven't noticed yet, surprise, you guys have a new upgrade. More specifically, Xbox insiders participating in the alpha skip ahead, and beta rings have this new feature. For anyone participating in Xbox's Xbox Insiders program, you're going to have to wait for the new upgrade, but it definitely should not take very long. In the audio department, the Xbox Series X has made some amazing new features, but it has some shortcomings. Slowly but surely, Xbox has been remedying these shortcomings. For example, Xbox finally made it possible for Xbox players to enable an option that when headphones are plugged in, TV audio is automatically muted. Until recently, there was no such option. So fast forward now. The update has given participants a new audio setup screen that will give you the option to preview how various HDMI output modes interact with your audio setup before you lock one in. So the news comes from the way of Eden Marie, an engineer lead at Xbox, who unfortunately didn't relay word of when this release will be coming out, of course, to the wider public. She did put out a tweet and also a video for you guys if you would like to see this as well. Neon Epiphany is her name on Twitter. But she came forward basically and explained that alpha skip ahead and beta rings now have a new audio setup screen that will let you preview the HDMI outputs before you actually log it in, which is pretty awesome. And then she actually shows you, what happens. So I will definitely keeping you guys updated on that. And I know my audio files are super excited. I like audio a lot as well. So I totally get that. I get that a lot. So cool stuff coming out as well for my Switch people. If you have not heard, Portal will be coming, and all the portals will be coming to Nintendo Switch. And I know quite a few people that are super duper stoked about this in general. But Nintendo's latest Direct Portal Companion Collection was announced to be coming to Switch at some point in 2022. This bundle will combine both Portal and its sequel, Portal 2, and best of all, Valve won't be charging a premium for this package and will only be selling it for $20. I'm very excited about that part. Even though the Portal franchise is pretty old at this point, the series has for the longest time been one of the most critically acclaimed ever and is still played by so many people. It's not even funny. I mean, like, you can show that picture to any gamer and they'll be like, oh, Portal. At this point, Portal 2 continues to boast a 95 out of 100 on Metacritic, which is pretty hard to do. Going off of Metacritic alone, this means that each game ranked amongst the top 50 video games, basically, of all time. It also has a really high ranking on PC as well. So far, Nintendo fans are finally able to gain full access on this as well. So it will be coming out sometime shortly. They did come forward and give a little bit, more info, but not specifically, of course, of when it will be coming out. Um, but Portal 2 also includes cooperative mode, which will also be included with the online local split screen, things like that, that you guys will also be able to enjoy. So I definitely will be keeping up on this to let you guys know exactly when this will be coming out, because I love it when they tell us that things are going to happen. I hate it that they don't explain when or give us like a time period or like, hey, it'll be out here. I hate that so much. It's like, don't tell me till you know it's coming, please, for the love of all that's holy. I don't know. It's like I get it, but at the same time it's like, all right, I don't want to be waiting. And speaking of waiting, um for those of you who checked out E3, uh you saw that Hollow Knight wasn't there, even though it had been basically. Oh no, Miss Yoshi, don't do that. Everyone can hear you. Hollow Knight wasn't at E3, but we do know, and now people have been coming forward to talk about the new Hollow Knight silksong, because the last time that it was talked about and announced was in 2019, and that was such a long time ago now. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's 2022, you guys. This has been like 3 years. So, originally planned as a DLC, silksong follows up the first game with a shift in perspective and an upward journey through the kingdom of Farloom. We'll learn more about the dreary world through the eyes of Hornet, the new playable character, and get access to a bunch of new tools to work our way up to the top of the kingdom. Team Cherry has been tight-lipped about this game for a few years, but that hasn't stopped fans from obsessing over every little detail that has been available. Hollow Knight introduced a rich world that people want to pick apart. Hopefully, we'll learn a whole lot more about it soon. So, PC Gamers did ask Team Cherry co-director William Pellin for an update on the game's progress. He came forward and said, "We're still working steadily on it, and we're all looking forward to sharing more once it's getting closer to release." So, the leak from NVIDIA GeForce held somewhat of accurate information. They put up a February 2022 date on the game of when it might come out. It, of course, because it's halfway through February now, definitely is not accurate. But we're hoping that because of this, it will be either at E3 this year, or it might be coming out this year, because it has been 3 years now. So, we'll see. But this excites me too, because I really liked Hollow Knight. Like, I like the side scroller feel anyways. That's just the retro gamer in me of being like, oh, my childhood. Um, but I really like the dreary aspect of it and how dark it is and like things like that, while still being like kind of cutesy in a way, I guess. I don't know. That's how it feels anyways. But I'm excited and stoked about this. Definitely going to keep up on this as well. I would love to cover this a little bit more, especially with like all of the different little things that have come out about it. But maybe that can be later. I don't know. Okay, so last but not least, and I don't know how I feel about this, it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. So I'm just going to explain what's going on. So, Gary Bowser has been sentenced to prison for 40 months. For those of you guys who have been following that or heard about what was going on. And for those of you who don't know who Gary Bowser is, Gary Bowser was just taken to court. He is one of the slew of people that works at what's it called? Team Executor, or was part of Team Executor, one of the members. He was part of a team basically that made modified chips, modified ways to be able to either illegally download different like Nintendo games and things like that, or different Nintendo games that had been hacked, like the Pokemon FPS that I covered last week, or maybe the week before. I can't remember now. But things like that to be able to be downloaded, basically, where people hack the system and create a game all their own using the same system. So he was the only one picked out of all of these people and was sentenced to 40 months in prison by the U.S. District Court of the Western District of Washington for creating and selling console hacking software and devices used to play prior to Nintendo Switch games. This, according to a Victory Lap style press release published by Nintendo, dedicates much of its word count to praising American law enforcement. So, as you guys can see in the picture right here, Nintendo came forward and said this: Nintendo appreciates the hard work and tireless efforts of federal prosecutors and law enforcement agencies to curb illegal activities on a global scale that caused serious harm to Nintendo and the video gaming industry. In particular, Nintendo would like to thank Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, Homeland Security, HSI, and the Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Washington, the United States Department of Justice's Computer Crime and Intellectual Property Section, and the Justice Department Office of International Affairs for their significant contribution and assistance. So, supposedly because of Team Executor and quote unquote its criminal enterprise is what it has been called by the U.S. government, Nintendo has lost $65 million in about 5 years, I guess. Gary Bowser was also had to pay $10 million in a settlement for his civil case back in 2021 as well, or for the civil case that was back in 2021 when it started. There's a lot of things that have come from this. First off, it's really weird that Nintendo would come forward and be as thankful as this, especially because they still are such a huge company. It is a significant amount of money, but I feel like if I was head of a company like this and there were people that created a company that created things like this, I would want them to come and work for my company. I think that I would do better with something like that than I would just, I guess, leaving it alone until things happen. So one of the biggest reasons, too, why Gary Bowser was one of the people that was taken and picked out of the lot was also because a lot of the other team, they actually don't live in the United States as well. Gary Bowser does. So that makes a huge difference, in how you can prosecute someone as well, especially when it comes to cybersecurity and intellectual property, things like that. Because not everybody has the same type of laws and stuff set up. For those of you who are interested in the laws and whatnot that are different between different countries, you would be really, 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 really surprised. But I don't know. I thought this was really weird that Nintendo came forward and specifically thanked every single department that was involved in this case. I get where it comes from, and I get, from a business standpoint, how much revenue they lost, the implications and things that happened and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't feel like it's worth someone going to prison for, especially because I feel like prison should be for people that are further gone than just hacking video games. But, that's not for me to decide because that's not where I'm at. So, I can have this weird taste in my mouth and have my opinions all day and that'd be fine. But I thought it was really weird, and even more so because they came out with this picture and Mario's just like winking towards the Department of Justice, the FBI. I don't know. It's weird to me. It makes me feel strange. But, I get it and I understand, like I said, when it comes from a business standpoint, and also because I don't want to get flagged and taken down because of my opinions on how things are handled. But I don't know. It feels weird and it feels funky to me, especially with everything that's come out with big business and corporations and like things like that, and how much it is ingrained in society and government and the world around us. So, I definitely will be keeping up on this. Hopefully, something might arise, and maybe hopefully Gary Bowser doesn't have to stay in prison for the 40 months that he's going to be there. Hopefully, if something happens, and he'll be able to either A, get out, or B, be able to do something else, because at the same time, he's taking the fall for everybody else too. And that also really sucks, you know. But like I said, that's neither here nor there, because, I'm not in the position to make those decisions. And even though I think that that's weird and kind of creepy, anyways. So thank you guys so much for being here today and listening to all my wonderful gaming news and my wonderful Matcha morning. It has been a successful and wonderful morning, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I really do. I hopefully will be able to get some energy for today so that way I can do the things that I need to do. And I'm literally on time for everything that I need, so I'm stoked. Yay! That's awesome. So I cannot remember if I did this or not, but shout out to Covert KS, who became a member on my Buy Me a Coffee. He got on my Buy Me a Coffee like 2 months ago. He or she, I'm gonna guess he. I shouldn't guess, but apologies. But I saw that they got on my Buy Me a Coffee, and I totally forgot to put it and like do my shout out and all that fun stuff. So I totally apologize, Covert. I thought that was my be one of the things for when you become a member on my Buy Me a Coffee is you get a shout out. So that way everybody can be like, what's up? Part of the family. If you guys are interested in that as well, you can check out my Buy Me a Coffee. Super easy to get to. It's just literally that whole thing, buymeacoffee.com/alphakitten. Take you right to my stuff. I do have it over 18 for mature content because I do like to cuss and things like that. And that's not always good for children in their ears. But that's the only 18 plus content that I have. So please, all of you people, stop asking if I have an OnlyFans, because I do not. I don't even have an OnlyFans for my feet, and I thought about doing that seriously. But I do have a membership site if you still, want the feeling of being in a membership with me and my family. This will be going, of course, towards all the things that I do, from my matcha mornings to my gaming to the amazing outfits and cosplays that I really, really want to start doing, because it's really, really expensive for the things that I want. And I tried to sew and it didn't work, so I've got to practice more. So all of that will be going towards those things as well. So if you guys are wanting to contribute or to be a part of the family, definitely check out my Buy Me a Coffee. I have tons of stuff on there. And even if you, are thrown off or don't want to become a member or contribute, that is totally cool. I totally get that. I don't have a whole lot of money either to be able to throw out. So I understand more than you think. So I do have a whole bunch of really amazing free stuff on there as well. So if you guys are just wanting a quick read, things like that, usually everything, all my blogs and everything are about 2 minutes or less. So it's an easy, little read for you guys. So you're not having to sit there and read through a life story. It's just, straight to the point. It's wonderful. But I cover I cover a bunch of different things because I can't speak today. A bunch of different blogs that I write for gaming, anime. I also write about different places now in the United States, not just in the state of Georgia. I'm trying to cover the East Coast now for like different gaming places and gaming events and things like that. Plus, I have all of my portfolios for my different, because can't think of words now either. My photo shoots. There we go. All my different photo shoots are on there as well. So if you guys would like to become a member, you can see those full portfolios. Otherwise, you can only see, a couple of different things for the portfolio itself, which I do also have up on my socials if you guys would like to check that out. But I do have a bunch of other things on there as well, which is like good products, really good information and things like that if you guys are looking for fun stuff. I also have coloring pages, lots of different things. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely check it out. That is, my more personalized, in-depth, behind-the-scenes kind of a thing. And also definitely check out my socials as well. I definitely tried to keep up with those this past week and this past month have been horrendous, like I was talking about earlier. I am feeling a little bit better now that I've been a little bit better with my diet, better about a few things that I'm doing. Also, taking wonderful pain medication to get through. But I am feeling a little bit better, so hopefully I will be able to catch back up on a certain, few things like my socials that I have been so behind on, and I'm so upset about that part. Anyways, but definitely check those out. You guys can basically find me on any social site. I'll be checking out a few new ones as well. There's a few different like new quote unquote Facebooks that have started popping up. So I've been checking those out to see how those socials are, but I haven't put any oomph towards anything. So you guys can check me out, like I said, on most of the other socials, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, all that fun stuffs. Other than that, I am going to do my best and hopefully we'll be able to feel good this week. If I decide, I might be flip-flopping my times because I've got work and things that I have to do, of course. So I might be doing my streams in the morning now instead of at night, even though my viewership is probably definitely going to drop for my late night people. Sorry, guys. But it's like I keep getting to the end of the day and I'm so worn out and I'm so tired and I feel so sick that I'm like, I can't even do it. Like, I don't even think I could sit up straight and smile, and even like if I didn't smile, like it's not me and it's not my personality. And I hate it when people are around me and I'm just like in the dumps. So, I might be moving it to the mornings. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, but we'll see. So definitely stay tuned on that. Definitely watch my schedule on Twitch. I have also been putting things up on YouTube as well. So definitely check those out too. But other than that, you guys, thank you so much. You guys have been absolutely amazing as always. I appreciate you guys being here and listening to my awesome Matcha Morning gaming news. And hopefully soon I'll be finally finished with my backdrop and stuff. I'm almost there, you guys. I'm almost there. And then you can see my face again where I actually talk about stuff and you can see me and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow for my Smite night or Smite morning. I don't know. Pay attention to my schedule. Just pay attention till I finally get it all figured out. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys. And I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful morning. I hope the rest of your week goes absolutely amazing. Definitely stay tuned, stay in touch. Hit me up on my socials, things like that. Don't hit me up on my DMs. I'll never see it. Comment, whatever, on my page or whatnot. So that way a conversation can be started there because I don't want to deal with my DMs and my messages. So, but yeah, I will be seeing you guys then. Until then, you guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your Monday. I hope it is absolutely grand, and I hope I wake up more. I really do. Maybe like 2 more cups of coffee will do it. I don't know. All right, you guys. I will see you then, and thank you again so much. Bye, guys.